Hey guys, Matt Allen here. Welcome back to Tactical Bassin. Today we're out on the water doing some muddy water bass fishing. Come along, let's go figure this out. Early spring is full of crazy weather. So today it is a balmy 37 degrees and blowing 5 to 10 miles an hour. It's pretty chilly. Water temp is 52, 53 degrees. Visibility is 0, and I mean 0. But once that water gets into the 50s, you can usually catch fish, muddy or not. So we're going power fishing today. I've got an A-rig. I'm not sure I'm gonna throw that. I think it's probably a little too muddy for that, but chatterbaits, square bills, lipless. We're just gonna go out here and see if we can catch some fish. Oh, I just got crushed. Darn it. Darn it. Nice. Check that one out. Look how white that bass is. That is crazy. He ate that chatterbait. So we've got really muddy water. That's a nice fish. Really muddy water. And it's been rising. The lake came up, what, probably 5 foot in the last 3 days, but it stabilized yesterday. So fish are pushing toward these backwaters, and we're trying to catch them. So that one ate the jackhammer. I started off throwing fire craw, and I got short striked on that. I had one just come up and smash it, just not hook up. So I thought, I'm gonna try a different color. Even though the water's muddy, I went to that more natural look, and it got us a good one. And these are all good fish. We're not getting a ton of bites, which is common in muddy water, but all the fish we're getting are really, really quality fish. Same deal, jackhammer, spunk shad, just completely choked. So what I'm doing is I'm running the backs of coves. So it looks like I'm fishing out in the middle, way away from the bank, and I am, but the water's pretty shallow. We're in 5 feet of water. So a few days ago when the water rushed and flooded, you'd have fish following that flood all the way into the back of each pocket. It flooded so high that those fish are back in cover where I can't effectively get to them. But because it stabilized yesterday, there's been enough time that typically a second wave of fish that was farther out will also be arriving in the coves. That's what I'm fishing for right now. So I'm on these flats in the backs of the pockets, just slow rolling that chatterbait right along the bottom because the water's still cold. Low 50s is cold, but slow rolling, that blade's vibrating so they can find it in the muddy water, and it's working. Again, not a lot of bites, but the right bites. I'll tell you what, the old Trex trolling motor is not new anymore. You know, we've gotten used to the ability to spot lock. It's so incredible, you know, on a windy day like this that I can just sit in place. I've gotten so used to it in the bass boat that I just don't even notice I'm doing it anymore. But in my aluminum, we're out on my jet boat today. And in my aluminum boat, you know, aluminum tends to drift a lot faster because they sit up high and they're lightweight. It'll spin around in the wind, but I'm drifting so fast that it can be difficult to fish. But that ability to just spot lock and then just sit here, like it's brand new all over again. It's unbelievable how much more control you can have with spot lock and how I can be really effective and fish this whole flat and know that I'm picking it apart without a bunch of overlap. So nice. There we go. Awesome. One other thing I want to point out for you guys, other than the fact that it is now insanely cold. We're definitely right down around freezing. It was supposed to warm up to 50, so I'm out here in jeans, but that's not happening. It's getting colder, it's starting to drizzle on and off. It's right around the freezing mark, but these fish are biting. We're not gonna quit. But what I wanted to point out for you guys is that, you know, we were talking about the trolling motor a minute ago. Some guys love technology. Some guys are not a fan at all, right? And we understand that. Tim and I both, we get that. You know, on our bass boats, on our main boats, we run live, we run 360, we run side imaging. We have all these different technologies that really make it a lot easier to find and target fish. But on this boat, I do have a unit at the console. I have a Helix 9 on this boat, and that's what I use to find fish. But up here at the front, nothing. So for the guy who feels like you can't afford all of the tech, you're falling behind, when I built this boat, I built it just to get back to my roots, to be grassroots, to have fun in. So when I come up here and fish my front deck, I am blind. I don't know how deep it is. I don't know if there's fish under me. I don't know what's out around me. I have no clue. Completely blind, old school bass fishing, and that's the way I wanted it. Now, down the road, I may put a small graph up here, you know, so I have depth and that sort of thing, because it is a disadvantage to have no information. It certainly is. But I wanted to point out, you know, it's chocolate milk, the water, chocolate milk, it's cold, and we're still out here catching nice fish with minimal technology. You know, we're in an aluminum boat, 70 horse motor. We're not in a giant bass boat. You guys, no matter where you are, whether you're in a brand new, beautiful boat, or whether you fish out of a little tin boat, or whether you stand on the bank, you can catch fish. Technology is a great advantage, and if you use it to your advantage, awesome. But it is not a requirement for having fun. You can get out here and catch them completely blind. Check out this giant drum. This dude is huge, and he's choking on what looks like a white bass. I just saw him rolling back here. He's huge. Let's see if I can help you out, bud. you stink. That's what he was choking on. Look at the size of that nasty drum. There you go, buddy. Better luck. He had a lamprey on him too. All right, guys. What was supposed to be a low 30s day, warming up to 50 with a little bit of overcast sky, has turned into a full-blown rainstorm in the low to mid 30s. I am freezing, and unfortunately I did not come prepared. So we are gonna have to wrap it up here. One thing I want to add about today, now I brought 5 different baits that I thought I could catch these fish on. For whatever reason, they wanted to eat that one right there. So I'm gonna link this one, the rod, all that stuff, but I'll link you my others as well, because they were all baits that I have a lot of confidence in this muddy, off-colored water. But the thing I want to add is that retrieve was everything for me today. Every single bite came on a slower than normal retrieve. You guys know I love to burn baits. Burn, 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 pause, right? It was all about the slow roll. For whatever reason, that was the deal today. So just food for thought. As much as I have confidence in my favorite way of doing it, I always mix it up, trying to figure out what the fish actually want on a given day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed coming along today. Caught a handful of fish, a couple of really nice quality fish on what could have been an absolutely brutal day with downright brutal conditions, but the fish were willing to eat. Now, one thing we've talked about in recent muddy water videos is there's a big difference between a lake that's always stained, getting a little muddier, and crystal clear water turning to chocolate milk. That first fish we caught, that fish was white. That didn't happen in just a couple of days. That water has been really stained for a long period of time, and the rainstorm just made it a little bit muddier. And that is why I was catching those fish on that natural color as opposed to fire craw or something else bright and obnoxious. So again, you want to adapt based on your specific lake. If it's a clear water lake that turns muddy, you need the brightest, most obnoxious colors you can get. But if it is a murky lake that gets murkier, don't take it too far. Don't assume you need bright white, bright chartreuse, bright orange, right? You just want bolder than normal, but still natural colors. All right, guys, with that, I'm gonna wrap it up because I am getting soaked and it is cold and I wanna get out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you soon.